Welcome to TV Asia Council Member Raj.
Thank you for having me, Rina.
Today, we are gathered here for a memory of the two people who recently were shot, Indian Americans. What could you share your thoughts on this, and what do you think would be the reason?
Well, I think there's a lot of rise in hate crimes, and I think that the community is being impacted. For mmany folks, we are Muslims. We are that's who they can identify with, some brown faces, and so anytime there's an attack, most of the time the Indian Americans are the first ones to take the hit. In 9/11, it was the Sikh Americans, and now it's Hindu Americans as well. So I think it's very tragic, and we need to stand up to all of this division that's happening in this country.
Why is the president saying something?
I think this president is a divisive president. He's not a uniter. And so I think we need to realize that if there's an attack on one community, it's an attack on all of our communities. So it starts off with the Mexicans, the Muslims, now it's like the Indian Americans. It's just one after the other. The gay, lesbian, transgender, so it's just one attack after the other. And so we all have to be united, we all have to be together, and we have to fight for each of the groups. Because America is a great country. There's the melting pot. People come from all over the world. And so if you take away the American dream and you start dividing them based on ethnicity, then you've lost the America that we all came here for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rina.
Today we are here in memory of two Indian Americans who unfortunately got shot down. It's a shooting incident, one in Milpitas and one in Kansas. Both different, one is racist, one is accidental, but still it was a shooting. So please share with us your thoughts on that.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you for holding this candlelight vigil in their honor. I was truly horrified by both the incidents, and my heart goes out to both the families back in India, the family of Srinivas Kuchibotla, his wife Sunaina here in the US, and his family back in India, and the family of Vamshi Reddy Mamidala, the victim in Milpitas, his family back in India who lost their son here to an unfortunate crime. Yes, one was a crime of hate and one was a matter of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. They are both really hits you home, where you feel that both these young men came here for opportunity with hope and promises, and their life was unfortunately cut short. And it's truly a very unfortunate incident, and my heart goes out to the families.
We are in Fremont now. You're from the city of Cupertino. So what suggestions would you have to have a safe, it is safe, Cupertino is a very safe place, but just to make people's thoughts safe?
I am from a neighboring city of Cupertino, but I thought it was important to come here and show my solidarity with the city of Fremont. We are all brothers and sisters, and irrespective of which country we come from, United States is a country of immigrants, county of immigrants, city of immigrants, community of immigrants, and we all stand together. We are absolutely immigrants that make this country special what it is. We have a very good relationship in Cupertino with the Santa Clara Sheriff's Department, and Captain Rich Urena and his department, his staff really, they are patrolling our streets. They keep us safe and make us feel comfortable so we can sleep well at night. And we are very thankful to the Sheriff's Department.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again. My heart goes out to the families back in India. Thank you.
And today we are here for a peaceful vigil regarding the recent shooting of Indian Americans, one in California, one in Kansas, and it's really sad what's happening. Could you please share your thoughts on that?
Sure. Well, anytime where there's a shooting, it's a tragedy for our communities, but certainly when there's questionable circumstances which has led to hatred to any group of people or any ethnicity and religions, we're very careful. And here in Fremont, we're very fortunate to have a loving community that supports all these different languages, cultures, and heritages. And I think the reason why we're gathered today is to allow this venue and outlet for people to be able to share their concerns, their support for the families, for the Srinivas and Vamsi families, that we are there as a community to let people know that we appreciate, admire, and all the contributions that different families and cultures and heritages have brought to our community, and we continue to embrace those. And that in these challenging times that we would like to have our thoughts of comfort and condolences for the family.
Okay, and what do you think the country can do to make the environment safe?
Well, I think that, first of all, to make the environment safe is education and to understand that we are all here together and how can we live peacefully. That's why several weeks ago we had sent out a letter to the community, an open letter saying that we respect the fact that we have such a diversity of cultures and heritages and that we are feeling it's important for people to feel safe and that we work with our public safety officials, whether it's the police, the fire, as well as the communities and faith-based, ethnic-based communities, to ensure that people are given that opportunity if they feel uncomfortable or threatened to be able to have those dialogues and to ensure that we set up processes that allow them to inform and to work with us. So therefore our police have already set up those processes to ensure that people feel comfortable to communicate with us.
Why do you think the president hasn't made any comments regarding this?
I unfortunately cannot speak on behalf of the president. I can only speak on behalf of myself and my council, and I know that for all the council members that are here, as well as the school board members that are here, and those who are visiting from the mayor of Cupertino, as well as my vice mayor who's not here, and some other people who had other engagements because of the timing of the event today, we share our love and support and comfort for the whole community.
It's very unfortunate to hear the two tragic incidents in just a span of 10 days. Initially, we heard about Mr. Vamsi Mamidala's shootout incident happened in Milpitas. So on the other day, recently 2-3 days back, we heard the tragic demise of Mr. Kuchibatla Srinivas in Kansas. And another person, Alok, he was injured in the incident. Though there was no such kind of we don't suspect any hate crime like that behind the killing of Vamsi Mamidala. But we heard that there are some kind of the culprit was carried away by some kind of ideology which drove him towards the unfortunate and 32-year-old young engineer. He passed away from amongst us, and a family lost a soul, son, and wife lost her husband, and the community lost one of the dearest friends. So then even the culprit also, he harms himself. For the rest of his life, he would be behind the bars only, I think, maybe. And nobody gained in this entire unfortunate happening. So I think the community, the Indian American community, and we are representing about 5,000-year-old history in the world, where our forefathers and ancestors have taught us number of principles and values which we carry to this land also. I think this is a test for our own. I think whatever we stood so far. And this land has given lot many opportunities for our friends and for our Indian Americans here. In general, whenever it happens, we have also participated in number of events where the awareness of Indians, various Indians of different religions, and in order to prevent them from hate crime incidents, we have participated, and it is a regular dialogue, and we never saw any kind of these one incident recently in Kansas. It alerts all of us that something needs to be further. We have to drive the message across the board that we are the very peaceful beings here, and whatever our community is serving the cause of the nation here in US also. And I think we are here just because this great nation has welcomed all of our friends here. And I think in both the ways, each one is getting benefited. That relation is a little bit being under challenge now. Maybe some section which may feel that maybe we may be taking their opportunities like that. I think this is a passing phase, and we will see better. There will be evolution in the thinking process and psychology of the local that section, and also they would understand. We hope that they would also understand this is a really, each one would come to know about each other in a deeper way, I think the country offers lot many opportunities to all of us, and there is a great belief and trust in Indians and Indian American minds about the freedom here and the kind of principles this country stands for. And we hope that this would further continue, and we can survive, we can live here without any fear. And as far as the role of consulate is concerned, we are regularly associated with our Indian Americans, and we are standing in their requirements and needs and necessities. And I think as far as recently Vamsi Mamidala's case, I think the consulate would coordinated with the local Thana and other people who worked for the transportation of the remains, and Honorable Consul General, he was out of when we come to know about that, the family was in a requirement position, that the consulate supported financially also to send the body to India to their beloved ones. And the consulate and the Indian consulate is with the Indian Americans, and we would continue the dialogue with the local US authorities also, and we would see that the environment would be more safer and more comfortable for the growth of the thing. Thank you.
Could you please share with us your thoughts on the recent shooting of an Indian American in Kansas, and how is Fremont going to keep people safe?
Well, I think first of all, I would say normally when I come to events like this, I say I'm happy to be here, but of course not. I really, do not like coming to these kinds of events. But anyway, I think that, I think the very simple thing to say that our president should be saying is, of course, we condemn these kind of racist attacks. I think it's just absurd that he's talking about Sweden. He's talking about people from countries that have never attacked us, and yet we have these attacks going on at home that he doesn't want to mention. I think here in Fremont, I've always said, we are a very ethnically and religiously diverse society, and yet we're living here peacefully. And I think that, we are an example to the world of how people can live together. I think, safety obviously comes from our police department and down, and I think, we are safe here, and we need to, do whatever we can.
Not only Fremont, whole of Bay Area.
I think, I mean, like I say, I think our, obviously that kind of safety you're talking about comes from the police department, and I think we need to condemn those hate crimes as much as possible, and definitely, prosecute those to the fullest extent of the law, But I think that, these kind of events are really important for us to come out and show solidarity, and I think, first of all, acknowledge what happened and make sure that, we're protesting it, but it's, to me, it's really easy. Something like this, obviously, you condemn that racism, and those kind of racist attacks. That's, why can't our president do that? That just baffles me. It's.
How do you control this gun? Somehow this gun violence has to stop.
Exactly. Someone, I just heard on the news, what was it they said, it's like 3 people have been killed from refugees coming into this country, but the number of gun deaths is something, over the last 20 years or something, it's in the millions, and nobody's really talking about that. And again, this, the president would not talk about this specific attack, but he, and all the gun legislation, that's a whole other, issue. But yeah,
it's a whole other issue. But what happened in Milpitas is totally due to the gun. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm definitely more in favor of stronger gun control. Because it is the biggest killer in our country, and far more than refugees. And what I also heard was you have more likelihood of dying by falling out of bed than you do by being killed by a refugee that's coming to America. Seriously, those are real numbers, But it's just an absurd policy, and I would say it is despicable that our president is. Maybe not openly, but definitely catering to the white supremacists, like by putting Steve Bannon so close to him in the White House. And it's despicable. These people are white nationalists. They're racist. It's not. I don't even like to call them the alt-right, because that kind of is an odd, weird term. We should just call them racist or white nationalists, because that's what they are. So, and we need to fight this as much as possible. I would also say people talk about a constitutional crisis. I don't know exactly what that is, but I think we have a presidential crisis. I really do. We have a president who is not fit to be in the office. I'm sorry. So anyway, it's a very frustrating situation, but we need to get together. We need to, definitely. I've been to several protests, since Trump was elected, and several, vigils like this, and we need to keep it up. We need to fight back, because this is very scary times. So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I think that's part of the problem because the president hasn't been a leader in this and is sadly dividing us. But I grew up in Fremont. I love my town. I'm honored to be on the council. But we have changed dramatically in a wonderful ways, and we are a leader for the nation. 42% of our residents were born outside the United States, and fully half of our population are either East Asian or South Asian. So if anybody wants to come to a place in the United States where we can get along with one another, support each other, love each other, come to Fremont.
So here at the Lake Elizabeth, we've all gathered in solidarity of what happened at the Kansas, and also Vamshi Reddy was shot here in Milpitas. We wanted to give a good message to the society and the community right here that we are all together in this bereaved movement for their families, and show our support to the families, and pray for the departure, pray for their past lives. And when there is bad, there is also good in the society. That is shown by the EN right there. So we also want to tell the community that this American society is strong here, and just one incident cannot be taken as an example for good or a bad. So it was shown to us here by the elected members out there here in the community. So we are all together, and let's stay united and spread the message of love. Thank you.
Great to see so many of our community out here standing in solidarity to make sure that we send a message that these type of hate crimes are unacceptable. We need to have a prosecution of full justice and a recognition that this is still a fundamentally decent and kind country, and a place where Indian Americans should feel safe being part of our country.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.